Hey, Karen here, down at the north end of Virginia Beach with Fit to Be Trained, and I'm going to do a quick reformer video, all body. I'm using the Marathu reformer, so I'm going to start out with 3 springs, okay? And we'll start with footwork, and it'll stay pretty basic, but I might put a few things in there that might be a little different than you're used to. Okay, so first you're just gonna lie down on your reformer, head rest up if needed, if that's more comfortable for you like it is for me. So you'll relax on the reformer. Before we start, I wanna just go over a few things. You can press your low back into the carriage, and that is considered imprint, or you can return to neutral. When you're doing footwork, often you can be in neutral. It's when we lift our legs in open chain exercises like so. I prefer to be in imprint. It gives me a lot more stability, but a lot of people can remain in neutral without popping that rib cage. So if you're new to Pilates or you haven't done it in a little while, I do have an 8-minute fundamentals video that you might want to check out, because that fundamentals video is good for mat work, reformer, all the basics of Pilates. So let's get started. I've got 3 red springs, or 3 heavy springs on the reformer right now. So the balls of my feet are on the foot bar, heels together, toes apart. Toes down, and even the palms of my hands are pressing into the carriage. You'll inhale to prepare and exhale, press away. Squeeze your glutes, hamstrings, pull your belly button in. For me, I am in imprint. That's the only way that I can keep my shoulders back and my rib cage down. But if you can do that in neutral, feel free to do so. Let's say we're on 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm gonna kind of hurry through footwork. So wrap your toes around like you're a birdie on a wire. Keep those knees together. Press away. 1, 2, 3, really squeeze. Don't forget to press those arms down. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now you'll move to heels on bar. I'd like you to still keep those feet and knees together. Press away for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Now we'll bring the balls of your feet on the foot bar like you're wearing high heel shoes. You can drop those heels just a little bit. So that's not real high heel shoes, but medium, okay? Press out for 8, 7. Keep those knees together. And for some of us, we'll need to put a prop in between your knees if you're really struggling to keep those knees together. Sometimes I put a ball or I'll put a pad, and I'm thinking we're at 8, okay? So now you're gonna keep that carriage out, and I'd like you to drop your heel down nice and slow, come back up, and let's bring the carriage in. And now you're gonna press it out, and let's drop those heels down 5 times in a row. So you're gonna bring it 5, 4, 3, 2. Now this time I do want you to come up to a nice high heel shoe. And 1. Okay, so let's bring the carriage back in. Okay, so now we're gonna go to heels on bar, but I'd like you to have your heels directly in line with those sits bones. Okay, so you're not really that far apart. Okay, so you can press the carriage away, really engaging. And if you're feeling pretty strong, lift those glutes up just a hair, just enough, or I could slide a piece of paper under there. Keep those arms pressed down. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You really feel that in the posterior. 8. I'm going to 10 on these. 9 and 10. Good. Now you're going to bring your feet wide. Again, you have the option of bringing your glutes up a little bit or keep resting them on the carriage. I'm going to bring mine up a little bit. So you're going to press out, really engage for 1, 2. So you really want to make every move meaningful here, okay? So you're working all the muscles of the legs, the backs of your arms, your scapula, which is your upper back. Everything's working. Let's say 3 more. 2 and 1. Good job. Now for this one, I'm going to rest my hips down, but I'm going to come to the balls of my feet and press away for 8, 7. So again, you're really lengthening those legs. I can even feel it in my calf muscles. I'm gently pressing my arms back into the carriage or down into the carriage. Let's go 3 more. We'll go for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so let's roll up to seat. We're going to pull 1 red spring, and therefore you only have 2 full springs on. And let's do a little bit of single leg. So you're going to take that right leg, ball of the foot. You got that little high heel on. Tabletop position for that left leg. And press away. 2, 3, and 4. Now let's move into what's called the bicycle. So you're going to extend that leg nice and long. And then pull back for 2, 3, 4, 5, starting to feel it in my legs, 6, 7, and the last one is 8. Good, let's switch over to the other side, okay? So you're just gonna start with a few in tabletop just to get used to it. 2, 3, 4, and let's move into bicycle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So we'll bring in the carriage. And now let's roll up to seat, and you're going to grab your straps. Okay, so my heart rate is already starting to come up, okay? So we're going to do what's called mid-back series, or a few of the movements in mid-back series. I'm just trying to give you a preview so you can see what happens on the reformer. Now, actually I have 2 red springs on. I'm going to lower down to 1.5 springs. And I might even lower down to 1 spring. Okay, so for now, I want you to think about coming into a really nice tabletop. I am pressing my low back into the carriage. My elbows are floating above the carriage about 1 inch, and I'm going to press down for 1 and press for 2, 3. So I really feel it in my transverse abdominals. I'd like you to engage your glutes. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Let's come straight up. I'm going to pull those scaps down on the carriage. Go for 1 and 2. And I'm feeling this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now my favorite is to go off on an angle, slight diagonal. Still you're pressing in towards your torso. So come down for 2, 3, 4. My knees are together. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I'm out to the side. So I'm really thinking of those muscles underneath my arms. So we're working all the muscles around the rotator cuff. It's important that your elbows are straight, your arms are straight, and your elbows are locked out pretty much. I mean, they can be a little soft, but I don't want bent arms here. Let's go 2 more. 1 and 2. And now we're gonna circle around for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's change direction. Come around for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So that's mid-back series, and I actually did do most of the exercises there. You can do different modifications, but now I'm going to go back to 2 heavy red springs. And I'll be honest, sometimes I use 1.5 because what I'm getting ready to do is feet and straps. And sometimes for me, 2 is a little bit heavy, but 2 is standard. I'm going to see if I can do it on 2. But I'm pretty tight. I love weightlifting and weight training, so this is my mobility stuff. Okay, so you're gonna gently place those feet in the straps. Okay, and here we are. It's nice straight legs. You're just gonna bend those knees until you get to tabletop, okay? And I'm gonna keep my feet parallel in here because I really wanna think about right through here. You're gonna press, press, press. So my knees are together. It's a real small movement. Otherwise, I'm going to compromise those ropes, right? Press. So really squeezing my butt. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now heels together, toes apart. This way I can come past the 90 degree and my knees are more in alignment with my shoulders. It feels much better, and it actually feels really good. And most of the time, I'll ask my clients to actually sit in this position for a little bit, just to get a little stretch. But for today, I'm just showing you quickly. But I'll tell you, my legs are working. I can feel this. Let's go 1 more. And now I'm gonna hold my legs straight out. My feet are together. I'm gonna come up to a 90 degree and think about pressing the tailbone down towards the carriage. Feel a stretch in my hamstrings. Press down. So I'm not lifting my butt up. I'm keeping those hips down on the mat. 2, 3. So I'm still working in those glutes and hamstrings. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now heels together, toes apart. Press down the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Then you'll come up to right to the 90 degree. You're going to open those legs 3 times. This is where I struggle. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Stretch out those adductors or inner thighs. Come down 1 time. Bring it back up. You're going to go for 1, 2, and 3. And press it down. One more time, okay? We'll bring it up. 1, 2, and 3, and bring it down. Now I'd like you to take your headrest and bring it all the way down. And you're gonna roll those knees in towards your chest, and you can let your glutes all the way up to your mid back. This feels so good if you are a weightlifter. And you're gonna come down and press away. And then you'll keep those knees together the best you can. Let the reformer pull you back and press away. Roll and roll down. Now, this is called short spine, and what you do here is you keep your legs straight. So this feels really good. You get to come past the 90. You're gonna press with those strong arms up. Let the reformer come back. Diamond the legs down. Roll down one vertebra at a time, trying to keep your feet up in space. You'll pull those heels in towards the glutes and then press away. Return to parallel. Come past the 90. Give yourself a nice stretch here. It feels so good. Press all the way up until the carriage reaches the stopper. Inhale, you'll diamond your legs down, and exhale, roll down, and then press out. Now let's do a few circles. So if you're in training with me, I'm going to show you all the breathing as such. This is just a quick preview of what happens in a Pilates reformer session. So this feels really good. It's moving that femur in the hip socket. So I'm going in both directions. Finish with a nice stretch here. And this series goes on and on and on. But I just wanted to give you a quick preview of footwork, mid-back series, and feet and straps.